That's right, live football for you tonight on talkSPORT 2. Plenty of live football this week. We've got Arsenal-Chelsea for you tomorrow as well, but come on to that.
You've got no players left. Thanks.
Here we are, down to the bare bones.
Every game he's got 10 players injured. It's ridiculous.
Okay, well, fair enough. Thank you, caller. It's Andy there from Chiswick, not happy about the physios at Chelsea. What do you think? 0371, yeah. Well, we're going to get you involved this afternoon, certainly. Anyway, it's 5 minutes past 1. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Andy.
Yes, good afternoon, everybody. And it was went to Wembley on Saturday, a little bit unlucky. I thought Chelsea
played very well.
Should have won the game, really. But thanks very much, Nicholas Jackson, for ruining my weekend.
I think all the newspaper editors were looking for 2 more misses so they could do the Jackson 5, couldn't they? And then have all the pictures of it. But they never quite got round to it.
Honestly,
I think the header was the worst. It was a bit of a limp header.
Martin Samuel described it yesterday in the Sunday Times as the sort of header that a defender does when he just wants to nod it back.
It was a cushioned header back to the keeper.
I thought he was right.
Except it was a striker.
I mean, people are calling for Poch's head, not Posh's head.
Yeah.
Poch's head.
Come on, she's just had a birthday party. Leave the woman alone. Yeah.
But it's just nonsense. I mean, what can he do? You know, it's not his fault that Jackson can't score. And you could say, all right, you should take him off. Tomorrow night, you should start another striker. Oh, well, funny enough, he hasn't got another striker.
No.
Well done, recruitment team.
He got in good positions and, he did well. And they were there for the taking.
Look, he's got something about him. He's got his runs are much better. He's not offside as much. He can turn a defender, spin them, all that.
Yeah.
But in the end, can you coach that thing, that natural finishing ability?
Yeah,
I'm not sure you can. That's the problem with him. No. He just misses too many chances, and whether that'll ever change, I don't know. But it was very interesting with I had lots of texts during the match from people that it was definitely a penalty. My son wasn't sure.
The handball?
Yeah, whether...
I wasn't sure either.
What I was sure about was a corner.
Yes, it probably was a corner.
It was a corner. We knew it was. You could see it was deflected. I don't know what these referees are doing. And the situation with Oliver and the situation with Taylor, forget about bias and ref club allegiance. It's got nothing to do with that. It's all to do with the hierarchy.
Yeah.
If it was the other way round, if Taylor and Oliver had been in Stockley Park and the other two had been refereeing, would have been completely different.
Yeah.
And that's what drives people mad, you know.
It does seem to be. I mean, I'm sure the Referees Association would never admit it, and it's something we'll touch on with a former referees boss, Keith Hackett, in a minute, that there is a hierarchy. There seems to, there is. I mean, there is a hierarchy, and I would imagine there is that feeling of, you can't saw off Ollie or Tails, as I believe they're probably called in the fraternity. So it makes it harder. So when Anthony Taylor makes that sort of sign of he got the ball, you're less inclined to say, "Oh no, he didn't," because
he did,
because he's one of our top referees.
That's what was wrong with all 3 decisions. The referee clearly didn't see what was going on. Oliver didn't give a corner.
Yeah.
Taylor signified first with Ashley Young that it hit his shoulder, which it didn't. Then he goes like that with the ball as if he'd won the ball, which he hadn't. So all 3, they hadn't actually seen it. I mean, that's. The third one was a Howard Webb apology of a penalty for me. I mean,
that was the one for me. I will come on to this. I'm sure we're down here with Keith. But the first 2, I mean, the first one was what you probably might call an Anthony Gordon. And that, in the reaction to a few of those, you're saying, do you really want penalties for someone planting a leg and feeling a contact and then going over? Do you want that in football?
No, not particularly. But
and the handball, I mean, I wasn't 100% sure. You'd think it was absolutely nailed on, don't you?
It's one of those. Under the current rules, it was a penalty.
But the third one...
It shouldn't be a penalty because it's
the third one's a penalty. I mean, I really don't get that. Anyway, Keith Hackett's going to talk us through those, former head of the referees. And would he have taken the advice? We'll come on to whether it was a good move for Forest to go public with it. I would personally say not, but they've probably got their own reasons.
Jamie Carragher described it brilliantly. He's like an angry fan in the pub after a game.
It did feel a bit like that. It was a bit
Absolutely.
like it was a bit like Forest owner had phoned the sports bar.
Yeah, it was.
Hello there, hello boys, love the show. Yeah, Mr. Marinakis here. Just like a bit, and it did feel like one of those, didn't it? But anyway, we'll talk to Keith about that. I'd like to hear from Forest.
Don't think he's got that phone-in voice.
No, I don't think he has. But if you're completely backing your team, we'd like to hear it. And if you're faintly embarrassed, thinking I'm not sure that's going to get us what we want, certainly bringing in a ref's advisor in Mark Clattenburg hasn't got you what you want. I don't think that's helped. You seem to get sawn off more now than you used to before. So
I imagine that causes quite a bit of resentment.
Yeah, I mean, look, but that's working on the basis that would feed into a decision, which I don't think it does. Nor do I think the fact that Stuart Atwell went to watch Luton in 2010 and has a bit of an affinity with them, whether in the moment he would make a call like that. I just don't think he would.
Don't put him on offer. That's the thing. You know.
Well, yeah, that may be the argument. We'll find out from the former head of the Referees Association in a few moments' time.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.